It is our favorite time of the week, 10Weather Chat. I hope you enjoy these chats. Our weather team does. Daniel Bignot, who's driving the computer and graphics for us, always does a great job. And Daniel, we're going to check in with you in a moment. Meteorologist Mike Simon, Todd Howell here. Tell you what, we love these chats. And you know, sometimes here we are in the heart of summer. Sometimes we have a lot of detailed weather information to get to. We always have different weather information to get to. And other times when you're cruising through the month of August, may or may not be a lot of things going on. We like to open it up and kind of talk about a lot of different things. So we want it to be informative. We want it to be fun. And we certainly hope you're enjoying them. All right. So Mike and Daniel, I've been hearing this more lately from different folks. My wife had to go to the Verizon store and change something, and heard it from a gentleman there, just a number of people here at work. It seems like there's a little bit of a theme from people out there in the community, and they're saying, hey, it seems like we've had a really wet summer.
It's obvious they don't live right next to the airport, right?
But that
cricket
is so
sounds,
classic.
Cricket sounds.
We got, Daniel, cue up whatever you got, my friend. That was got the drums, but that was a really good.
I got to get my getting my sound effects ready before the show.
I love it. Hey, that's one of the best parts of the show, actually, to be honest. Especially the crickets.
Yeah. But you can also gauge that on the grass.
Yeah.
It just doesn't stop, right?
It doesn't. Exactly.
Once it keeps getting that much rain, and you're getting a lot more than what usually would happen.
What usually would happen. All right, and so we're going to walk through some graphics coming up, but let's spend a second or two, just chat about this, because this is what a lot of folks are saying. Man, it seems like it's been a wet summer. And the gentleman at Verizon said, it's cutting into my pool time a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So do you feel that way? Yeah, you know what? It definitely turned a corner in July.
Uh-huh.
And so far in August, as of this recording, believe it or not, the airport has had measurable rain every day this month of August so far.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how long that takes.
Well, a hundredth of an inch yesterday. I saw that storm coming, and it just fizzled,
Exactly. Measurable.
But, hey, at least I had it.
At least I had. I know. Great point. And we'll look at the numbers. So, so folks, it seems like it's that. But to your point, Mike, you said, and you mentioned this a moment ago, just before we came on for the recording, you and your wife, Sherry, talked about this.
Uh-huh.
So your wife, you said she would like more thunderstorms.
Well,
because sometimes it hasn't necessarily occurred at your house, in your neighborhood.
It seems like they go around us, or they're always in Oak Ridge and not necessarily in Hardin Valley and Farragut area.
Right.
Or, it would be a raging storm, and then by the time it got to us, it's just some light rain.
My wife and I, we do the same thing. Pull up the radar. Now, she uses an app. It's okay. It's actually from our station, so sorry. But we use a different one, a little bit, I like it. It's paid, but a little more detail. You can look at some of that. And so we'll compare, but inevitably we'll put the locator on there. Do you do this at home? You pull up your radar, look at the app, and say, oh, good, there it is. Daniel's nodding his head. Here it comes. It's coming toward my house.
Absolutely, because I can see the chance of rain for Knoxville in general or East Tennessee.
Right.
But it's when I look at that interactive radar that I'm like, okay, it's gonna get downtown just north of me, but my little neighborhood in South Knoxville misses it by a hair. So it's the best.
It's what we're all doing, right? I mean, okay, great. We got showers in East Tennessee, but everybody wants to know, here's the most important thing. Is it going to hit my house? Mm-hmm. Is it going to hit your house? That's what each of us wants to know, to personalize it, right?
And that's a very small piece of real estate to try to forecast for.
That's what, you know what? We get that a lot on the chats. It's okay. Scattered showers and thunderstorms moving through East Tennessee, and it's classic. Cue up. Is it going to rain in my city? In 3, 2, 1. What about Maryville? What about Andersonville? And it's totally fine, folks. Hey, because of what we're talking about, we understand. I do the same thing. When we get a chance, I'll pull it up and I say, let me look.
What about the intersection of Smith Road and?
Hey. You know what? Yeah, we do the pinch zoom, right?
Take a look.
We go on in, look at the futurecast, radar, interactive radar like Daniel was talking about, and look ahead. All right, well, that's kind of fun. So we have seen a wetter pattern. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about and start with our Douglas Lake camera right now. And hope you're having a fantastic early August. Good news. Again, Douglas Lake has continued to come up. It actually, it's oscillated a little bit. Maybe TVA, of course, manages that. Maybe they're using some of the water. It was right up. You could not even see the red clay.
No, yeah.
That peninsula about a week ago.
It's raining there in the background.
Oh, yeah. there's some of those rain shafts. So it's got up above summer pool, maybe down a little bit now, but just kind of another confirmation that we have. We've had a lot of water. Love that animated graphic. The water coming across there, Mike.
I had to throw that in.
I had to throw that in. All right. So every Thursday, the drought monitor comes out. This recording, we're doing it on Thursday. So this is the latest and good news. You know what? It goes hand in hand. We've had a wet July and so far early August. So in the last month or so, we've had improvements, drought monitor. Look how many areas. Look at the plateau. Not only getting out of a moderate drought, getting out of the abnormally dry, at least many areas, still a little bit abnormally dry, still hanging on to a little bit of moderate drought. Mm-hmm. What in, let's see, Ray, Meggs, McMahon. So, how in the world is Sevier County still holding on to moderate drought? I'm not
It's like it's only the highest peaks or something there.
I'm not sure about that. We have to get a ranger and Smokey's to go up here.
And Kentucky, our Kentucky counties have improved.
Yeah, it really improved in Kentucky, Mike. Great point. So that's this week. Mike, you made this graphic. I love it. Here comes the sliding bar. There's last week. So there's if you remember, improvement certainly on the plateau. It even improved a lot last week. So we're still seeing those improvements. Actually, in Sevier County, it was severe, so it's back to moderate. So, yeah, all that just to say the rain we've had has certainly helped. Okay, so here we go. As of this taping, first 5 days of August, we've had measurable rain at the airport. First 2 days were good. Mike, you made a great point. It's hard to call 1/100th measurable, just barely, right?
It's better than seeing a T up there,
it's
right?
Better than seeing a T. Oh, the proverbial trace.
I know, the trace.
Guess what? So much. Actually, speaking of that, much of the month of July, while everybody was getting soaked, and many of you had a surplus in rainfall in July, we averaged 5 1/4 inches. Some of you probably had close to double. No joke, because in one event we were talking about 4 to 8 inches. So anyway,
and the airport had like 7 to 8 or something like that. Trace every day.
Exactly what I was going to bring up. Yes, Mike, a bunch of T's, a bunch of traces. So while you at home were getting a 1/2 inch to 1 inch or something, airport crickets.
There you go.
Thank you, Daniel. Daniel Bignot, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't get any better than that. Airport had a bunch of T's. Mm-hmm. Now, and a bunch of traces. So that's just kind of the nature of what you and your wife are talking about, share about the scattered storms. It rains in one part of the neighborhood, and sometimes you go down the street, not as much. So let's talk about that. So here we are. So, this is for the airport. So you look at June and July, did not quite get the average. Close. I mean, we had 4 1/2 inches in July, and that's great, and we certainly have been wet, but we averaged 5 1/4, so just a little bit behind. But August, doing good. Almost an inch surplus. Now, I don't know if we have this next graphic. While we're talking about that, here, looking on the, let's just say, the bright side and the glass half full.
Right.
Pun intended.
I know where you're going here.
Yeah. Here's why this rain we've been getting. Number one, look back at the first part of the year. Number one, we were in a significant drought.
The first quarter.
First quarter of the year, yes. So we're getting out of that. We got out of that. So that's number one. Number two, we're about to move into the dry season.
Exactly.
So the reason these rains are going to be very helpful and beneficial, because we only average, 5 1/4 is our average in July. We only average, I think is it 3.64? Somewhere in that neighborhood for August, roughly, a little over 3.5. Mm-hmm. So almost an inch and a half difference. And then September, a little bit less than August. October's only 2.81. I think October's our driest month of the year on average. And then November and December, we start to ramp back up. So just keep that in mind, because looking ahead, it looks like we've got some wet weather that could still potentially become it. Now, along the Gulf Coast, drier than average. This is the 8 to 14-day outlook. This is going to take us into the third week of August. A little bit of an above-average signal for precipitation, just kind of looking ahead. So, again, we preface what we're about to show with what we're talking about.
Well, I wonder
if we get more rain, hang in there, because it could be
You
good.
say it's so dry there in the Gulf Coast. I wonder how much that factors into the tropical season, because there hasn't been hardly anything. And usually they get a lot of rain from the tropics.
Yes, I think that is. I think that is. The tropics, Daniel, so far this year, the tropics, pretty quiet. Pretty quiet. Thank you, Daniel. Got a lot of crickets on the show. But that's what we're seeing, so far. Now, again, So keep in mind, as we get more rain potentially, it could be a good thing. This is the 7-day rainfall potential. Now, notice, we could talk a half second or two about this. You clearly see the topographic influences in East Tennessee, right?
Definitely.
Look at the Plateau Mountains. I mean, wow, look at that. We got 2 to 3 inches plus going. We got 3 to 4 inches next week, potentially right along the and look where it is, right along the Tennessee-North Carolina line, including severe.
Where the drought is, you got a sliver of a drought.
That better be gone next week. We're teasing a little bit. Less amounts in the valley, but you got your higher elevations being the higher focus, certainly for that. So let's have fun and look at the big picture, kind of tying it all together here. So here we are in August. Again, just cruising right along. There's not much variance in temperature and rain chances. Pretty tried and true in August. And here's the jet stream. A little bit of a dip coming through the Great Lakes, the Northeast. And there's a little bit of a dip coming our way by mid-month. But with those dips in the jet stream, that can also give us a little bit more lift, pick up some moisture from the Gulf. But it maybe bring us occasional fronts. The good news, when I look at this pattern, I don't see anything excessively hot for us for the next maybe 10 days or so. That's what that jet stream pattern would indicate.
And it looks like there may be a front coming next Wednesday to Thursday.
Exactly.
Whether it comes through, we got to get a little closer to see. But
yes, maybe we'll get another front trying to give us some temperate, moderate temperatures. It's not been too bad as of it kind of turned a corner from July. The rain and temperatures haven't been too bad. Out west in the plains, they're baking. They need rain. You've seen the stories about the wildfires and the smoke out west, so they could certainly use rain. But you know what, folks? Looking pretty decent. Again, hang in there. If you're not a big fan of the rainy weather, keep in mind we're moving into the dry season. And so certainly some of these rains, you'd rather be a little bit wet and that grass be green than dusty and brown, right? Yeah. All right. Well, hey, Mike, Daniel, thank you guys. And next time around, we'll be taking a look at the rest of August and getting ever so closer to autumn. Official start to fall and autumn, third week of September. That'll do it for this Weather Chat. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your week.